Tonight, the Call 6 investigators expose dangerous conditions at daycares that could be putting your family at risk. Indiana's daycare system is so complicated, it has many parents confused and has the state ranking dead last in at least one national report.
One family who lost their baby at an illegal daycare is speaking out on television for the first time, and they have an important lesson to share with you. Call 6 investigator Kara Kinney has been digging into Indiana daycares for years, and she joins us now with what you need to know.
Indiana has many different types of daycares. Among them, licensed homes, licensed centers, registered ministries, and then there's unlicensed daycares with 5 or fewer unrelated children. State records we obtained show some providers operating illegally with too many children. In fact, one family we spoke with says they did not realize they were sending their child to an unlicensed illegal daycare until their baby died.
He was always a happy baby.
Connor Tilson was 5.5 months old, attending a Carmel daycare run by his mom's cousin, Stacey Cox. Little Connor went down for a nap last January and never woke up.
Just felt like my whole world just crumbled down and broke. I mean, it's hard. I mean, it's still hard. It's almost been a year.
It's terrifying. It's heartbreaking. You're in the point where you're a million questions are running through your mind. There's no one there to answer them.
It wasn't until after the funeral Connor's parents learned their baby died in a broken portable crib. What's more, the daycare Connor's parents trusted did not have a license.
I had no idea.
What many parents don't realize is in Indiana, home daycares don't need a license if they have 5 or fewer children not related to the provider. It's a fact that earned Indiana a big fat 0 on a national report on home daycare standards. Unlicensed means workers don't have to be trained in things like CPR, safe sleep, first aid, or have to submit to criminal background checks or even drug screens. Police say Cox and her daughter Kirsten, who put Connor down for his nap, both tested positive for marijuana. The state says their daycare was operating illegally, repeatedly ignoring state warnings about having too many kids and not enough workers.
You had no idea that she was operating illegally.
Oh, no.
And they're not alone. The Call 6 investigators obtained a year's worth of disciplinary actions from the state's Family and Social Services Administration and found 10 cease and desist letters to home daycares operating illegally, at some points with as many as 26 children. Records show authorities responded to Lisa Vaughn's home in Lawrence several times for complaints she's operating illegally. After a child died of natural causes at her home in May, investigators found 9 children inside. So we paid her a visit.
Are you still operating an unlicensed daycare?
I do have a daycare, yes.
Okay. Are we allowed to come in and talk to you?
No, you're not. I am in the process of getting my license, and I actually have an appointment.
FSSA says they denied Vaughn's application and are seeking an injunction to stop her from operating. Vaughn says she's operating within the law, but we couldn't verify that.
How many kids do you have here now?
I have 5.
You have 5 unrelated kids?
5 unrelated kids.
Okay, so are you meeting the requirements right now?
Debbie Tuma in Cicero got a cease and desist letter in November.
I was over by 2 for 2 hours, and therefore I had to let go of a family that I had had for a year and a half because they were only part-time. I was only over for 2 hours.
She is still unlicensed.
Are you following the law?
Yes, I am definitely following the law.
We counted children, and Tuma appeared to be complying with the law. FSSA says they investigate complaints and follow up to make sure the provider comes into compliance or closes. Connor Tilson's parents wish they had known more about their daycare.
It's sad because, I mean, all the pictures that I have of them, I mean, they just stop. I mean, I can't take any other pictures of them. I mean, it's just hard.
They want other parents to learn from their loss.
Do your homework, you know, check, double check, triple check, just make sure everybody, you know, wherever your kid is going to go, make sure that they're licensed.
If you want to check out if your child's daycare is licensed or not, head to the state's Care Finder website. You can look up inspection reports, and if a provider does not show up here, that likely means they do not have a license.
As for Stacey Cox, the state got a court order to shut down their daycare. Cox and her daughter Kirsten Phillips both declined to be interviewed for this story. Phillips is awaiting trial while Cox was found guilty of involuntary manslaughter and is now out of prison on work release.
This whole process can be so frustrating and confusing for parents. What can they do other than look up those inspection reports?
Well, experts say use your 5 senses every single time you set foot inside your child's daycare. Look for red flags like broken toys, for example. Another tip is stop by unexpectedly. You really want to see what's going on when you're not there.
Right. Exactly.
Really good information, Karen.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
All right.